Stop me if you've heard this one. Spider-Man teamed up with Phil Coulson to explore Doctor Strange's house during a home invasion. Welcome to the Complete Story Series. We take trade paperbacks in single issues and we break them down into digestible bites so that we can read these dramatically back to you. All alterations to the panels, text, and images are to prevent copyright problems, and all art is owned by its respective companies. Don't forget to support this great industry by buying these books online or at your local store. This is another one of our single issues that contains a complete story. S.H.I.E.L.D. Issue 3. This series is basically the agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. teaming up with various other superheroes. Today, we get Spider-Man. Watch the pain or get in. Nice ride, Coulson. What kind of mileage does this thing get? This thing is called Lola, and if you leave a single scratch, trust me when I say, you won't be the first bug that I splattered. You're not the boss of me. As they flew over New York, Coulson continued. I am tonight. S.H.I.E.L.D. requires your assistance, Spider-Man. About 30 minutes ago, we got a call that there was a break-in in Doctor Strange's house. And with that, they land in the front of the house, and Spider-Man can see that they can't get in the front door. Stand back while I... And as he jumps on the door, he then realizes that he can't pull it open. Hurt myself. Have we tried knocking? Well, it turns out Agent Coulson already thought of how they're going to get inside, because they brought along one of the villains, S.H.I.E.L.D, that they have in their custody, so he can magically open the lock, and with that, they walk inside. As they walk in though, Spider-Man shouts, "Get down!" pushing everyone to the ground. The criminals inside are using magic-based guns, and they're shooting magic bolts at everyone. But it's child's play for S.H.I.E.L.D as he shuts them down quickly. That's when we learn why Coulson brought Spider-Man along. It was for his spider sense. While his first choice of room does get them into the room with the villains, it also puts them on the ceiling. Spider-Man jumps at his enemies trying to web them up while S.H.I.E.L.D is trying to get his bearings, but Coulson just turns on his gravity boots and lands on the floor. Or the ceiling? Wherever's above him. He then opens fire on the crooks, disabling them with his glue attachment. Your gun can fire glue? My gun can fire a lot of things. Meanwhile, outside, the magic is beginning to pour out and people are beginning to change. The next room that Spider-Man and Coulson enter is a Technicolor dream room with tiger claw guns being shot at them, followed by a room where the darkness is literally trying to eat them. But Spider-Man moves through another doorway where the next room shocks him. It's the kitchen. People live here, you need to remember that, Spidey tells Coulson. I wonder what Wong cooks here. Fries with saltine, onion rings of ragador. As they leave again, they find themselves at the front door, and Rasputin begins to try and make a break for it after he puts Coulson and Spidey in a darkness spell. Spider-Man tries to run over to where Rasputin is, while Coulson falls through the floor and into the house's basement, right next to an incapacitated Wong, Doctor Strange's assistant. Realizing that he is now in the basement, Coulson begins looking for a way out of here. And back at the first floor, Spider-Man takes Rasputin and they climb up to the second floor, where they find the criminals that started all of this. Inside the room is a man with an open book, allowing the magics to pour out and infect the world. People are changing into beasts, and the world is warping around them. So Spider-Man jumps into the room shouting, "Avengers assemble!" And Rasputin looks at him weird. Hey, it's a better battle cry than Geronimo. They begin battling it out with everything in the room when Coulson finally comes up from the basement and into the room. He sees what's going on and he sees Spider-Man losing, and Spider-Man shouts at him, "Coulson, run away!" But Coulson has one idea, and he leaves straight for the book to close it. Instantly, all of the magics disperse, and the nightmare is over. They carry Wong out of the building so he can get medical attention, and Spider-Man asks for a lift in Coulson's flying car. And thus ends the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. team-up with Spider-Man. Now this series is a fun little book where the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. basically do side things from the TV show. Personally, I'm really enjoying this, and this is one of my favorite team-up issues. I'm sure you might like it yourself, so make sure you check it out at your local online store or at your local store. I'm Benny for Comicstorian, and make sure you check out these other videos on the screen right now.